Hello everyone. I don't know if you know this or not, but I've been making drone videos for quite a few years now using a GoPro and making some edits and putting them on YouTube. And I thought, since I've got these skills now and I've got the GoPro, why don't I use this on some of my bike rides too? So a few weeks ago, I took my equipment out, went for some rides, and the video turned out to just be awful. It was absolutely unusable. I couldn't watch it, wouldn't want to torture other people with watching it either. So I made some tweaks, did some testing, found some settings on the GoPro that I'm much happier with, and I'm back out here on the bike trails, and it's a beautiful, beautiful fall day, and I thought I'd take you guys along with me as I'm exploring the Traverse Des Sioux trails. So if that sounds interesting to you, follow along and let's go for a ride. And here we go with all the crunchy, crunchy, crunchy leaf noise. Hopefully with this microphone, oh, sand, you can hear my voice well enough over all the sound of the crunchy leaves. But not if it does that. I was last down here, it was a couple weeks ago now that I did some leaf blowing, and it definitely could use some leaf blowing again. This time of year, it seems like the trails could use leaf blowing every day if we wanted to put the effort into it. And it's a windy day, so more of the leaves are blowing around too. Hopefully I've got the angle right on this GoPro. I don't want you to be seeing nothing but sky, but don't want you to be seeing nothing but the ground either. More sand. Although it is windy, it's a warm, just wonderful, beautiful fall day today. Too bad I was stuck working all day today until now. Get in a bike ride right before the sun goes down. Oh, hunters must be here. Is that, oh, they got a bike rack. I don't know who that is. If they're down here for a bike ride, nobody parks there. That's usually where the guy who owns the land across the river sort of there has, that's where he parks to go hunting. But I guess it's not hunting season yet, is it? All right, well, chest cam view is kind of nice, but I'm gonna switch it up and put it on a helmet cam view instead. Okay, here we go with helmet cam view, which I really hope I've got that angled right, because that could be pretty bad. Now, I haven't really tried double checking this helmet cam view with these GoPro settings to verify that it does indeed look decent. So I really hope it's not shaking all over the place and making it impossible to watch. Because if that's true, then I'm gonna have to cut this whole section out of the video. And that would be unfortunate. But I do like that on the helmet cam video, you know, I can turn my head around and point the camera at specific things so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Ah, the sunshine coming through the yellow leaves of the trees are just beautiful. Great time of year to go out for a bike ride. Ah, I like this little part where this tree tipped over here. Whee! All right, time to switch over back to the chest cam. I'm afraid the helmet cam's just not going to cut it. Okay, back to the chest cam. Now, of course, if I had all kinds of extra money to spend, I'd have 2 GoPros on me, one on my head, one on my chest, record them both all the time, and then I could use the editor to decide which one looked best for any part of the video. But I don't have that, so you guys are gonna have to suffer with whatever I've got, including my squeaky pedals. This is another really fun section with all these little bumps in it. You can just sort of jump this one, weave in between these huge trees, another little jump. And this upcoming little dip banked corner. So much fun. Almost like your own little mini roller coaster. All right, here we've got a choice. Easy route or the fun route. Take the fun route every time. All right, Trail D. Oops, don't look down at the camera. Look at where you're going. So this isn't Trail D. This is just the connection piece between D and E. Takes you across this little bridge when there's water here, which got all those cinder blocks hauled down here last weekend, so I can try to put the bridge back together again. Luckily, there's no water right now, so it doesn't really matter. But we need to get that put back together before there is water down here, because once the water's there, it's too late to fix the bridge. So this section of trail was just, had the leaf blower on it last Sunday. So only a few days ago. Today's Wednesday, that was Sunday. And it's still much, much better than it was. But you can see there's leaves littering the trail everywhere already. And it's been so dry lately that the sand's starting to become a problem again. Wider tires you have, the better. I happen to be using, I think it's a 2.3. I should double check. Ground control, yeah, 2.3 inch wide tire on the front. And I think 2.1 on the back. Definitely if you're here on a fat bike, you don't even notice the sand. It doesn't bother you at all. Someday I want to build some more trails right there. I love those trees, but it's just so much more thick with weeds that the maintenance in the summer becomes a problem. All right, take the hard path again. Whee! Nice little zigzag here before you drop into this little gully where this really got torn up from the last floods we've had over the past couple of years. All right, made it to the end of Trail D. Now we got to go through all this new sand before we end up on Trail A. And the river's going way down. It's been years since it's been this low, which is nice to see. Then you can go out and play on the sandbar, especially riding a fat bike out there. And it means that if we do get some heavy rain, chances are it's not going to flood the trails unless we get a lot of rain. And should also mean there's a bit more buffer space there for the spring when the snow melts. That chances of a major flood are a little less as well. I like that log. Just big enough that you have to know what you're doing to hop over it. And you can see all the people that don't do it quite right, hit their chain ring right on the top of it, leaving some chain ring marks on there. But if you do it right, you can just bounce right over it, no problem. All right, well, what do you guys think? Is this video like this worth watching? Should I keep making more of them? Guess I'm gonna have to edit this together and see if it's worth watching. Hopefully it is. It'd be kind of fun to record more of my bike rides and make some videos out of them, share them with people. All right, let's jump off onto Trail B, the 1 mile loop trail that Charles recently extended it a little bit, which was very nice. Gives us more and more trail down here, which is great. Only downside is that means there's more and more trail to maintain. But when you build it in the right areas like this, there's not too much maintenance that needs to happen here. Just a little bit of mowing in the summer. But mowing in the sections that have a lot of weeds, that really takes a lot of time. One of the hardest parts about maintaining these trails, that and trying to keep them clear of leaves in the fall. You might wonder, why is it important to clear the leaves? As the weeds die and the leaves cover the trail like this, people who haven't been here before will have no idea where the trail goes. The only way to mark the trail is to clear the leaves off of it. Back in the spring when we first rebuilt this Trail B, this little section here was super, super rough. Just very bumpy. Deer footprints, soft ground that kind of firmed up. But after the whole summer of riding it when it was sort of soft and wet, we've been able to pack it down so it's fairly smooth now. So that's great. I'm going to go under some trees. Now that it's been dry long enough, we're going to have to put the trail back out there again. That little peninsula area is really nice. I was just afraid the water this summer was going to keep us from going there, but it was a surprisingly dry summer, so that's great for the trails anyway. All right, here's where Charles added onto Trail B. Just this little section. Definitely needs some mowing to get rid of all these little baby maple trees so you can see where the trail goes. But getting a lawnmower back here, that's like 2 miles from the nearest place you can park a car. There used to be a nice gravel road just right off to the side here, but beavers have turned that into a beaver dam, and it's not really passable by a car anymore. I'm hopeful that the city will fix that one of these days. For a second there, I wasn't sure that the camera was recording, I looked down and I couldn't see the red light. I thought, oh great, I'm doing all of this talking for nothing. But then I saw the red light blinking. All good. New trails are rough until they get ridden in. This was just on Sunday, I think Charles was working on that. Saturday and Sunday. Haven't gotten a chance to get over here and do any leaf blowing, so pretty well covered with leaves. Just barely tell where the trail is. If you just happen to love leaf blowing or raking, feel free to stop on by with your rake or leaf blower and take care of a section of trail. I'm sure everybody who uses the trails would greatly appreciate it. Oh, stick! Kick that off the trail. For how windy it's been the last few days, there are not too many sticks on the trail, so that's great. All right, Trail B is done. Let's get back on Trail A. And there's a nice sandbar in the river again. I'm gonna have to come down to that sandbar and fly my drone around a bit. Especially if the mosquitoes and bugs are dead. Otherwise, flying your drone with mosquitoes is very difficult. You can't take your hands off the controller and swat them. And here's another bridge. It's missing a pillar. Thanks again, Charles, for putting some dirt on that bridge. Every time I did that, it got washed away because there'd be a flood for some reason. All right, Trail A. This is the trail, this half of Trail A anyway, is the one that's least affected by flooding. So it's really the trail that's in the best condition, smoothest trail tread. Squirrel. You can hear the squirrels trouncing through the leaves for sure. All the leaves are so dry right now. Bridge. I also had the leaf blower out on this section last Sunday. You almost can't even tell. But you got to keep up with it, otherwise the leaves get so thick, even the leaf blower has trouble with it. But another beautiful section of trail here. Especially in the evening like this with the sun coming through the trees. And these giant maple trees along this ridge line are so awesome. No idea how old they are, but they've got to be very old. I guess technically we're riding through where the old city of Traverse used to be. Like, there was a neighboring city to St. Peter that disappeared. A little creek crossing. But there used to be a way to cross the river here, trading posts, things like that. Long, long time ago. Well, definitely can hear my old bike making creaking sounds now. Another one of my favorite parts of the trail, this only section where we've got some rocks and rock gardens and the tiniest of hills. And this section here with a little bit of outcropping of rocks. Probably some more we should do with the trails up there, especially this spot, maybe have a little drop there. It's in my plans to do someday. All right, almost to the end of Trail A. Gotta look both ways. There's a habit crossing this road that doesn't exist anymore, that's got a gate on it. And the beavers have turned into a beaver dam. There's all the water that the beavers have held back. And out the other side. All right, well, that was riding the Traverse Des Sioux trails all the way from the southernmost point all the way to the northernmost point. Now I'm going to turn around and head back. I have to reuse like Trail A and some parts of Trail F at the other end. Otherwise, I'll use the other side of the trails over by the river on Trail D and make my way all the way back to the other side. So normally on my bike ride, I'd count this as about the halfway point. And I'm not sure if I'll do all of the trails on the way back or not, but we'll see how it goes. All right, let's get back on the bike and go on the trails. Hey everyone, this is Dan in the future. I'm editing this video at home now, and I've realized that this has gotten to be way too long. It's well over 22 minutes long, and nobody needs to watch a video on YouTube that's that long of me just rambling on about random things as I'm riding my bike through the woods. But if you did get to this far in the video and you enjoyed what you saw, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and then I'll keep working on this and edit the second half of this video and post it on YouTube. And once again, I appreciate everybody who made it this far, and thanks for watching.